Good morning and welcome in on this, whatever date we are. What are we? The 18th, 20th of December. Tell you, don't I? I'm already 2 days out. It's a good sign. So, welcome in on this 20th of December on this Monday morning, and this will be my last. Unless I have a mad 5 minutes spare midweek, which doesn't look very likely, this will be my last live before Christmas. So, welcome in. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK, and it's lovely to have you with me. Good morning, Jane, or good evening, Jane, as it is for you. Um, so welcome on. But we're not doing Christmassy things today. We're going to be looking forward. I thought today we would have a bit of a play with something new that is coming up. And when I was pondering on what we were going to do today, it really struck me. I was finishing off writing Christmas cards and sorting Christmas cards and getting things in the post and things yesterday. And it's been a strange old year, and there was obviously one Christmas card that I couldn't write that was on my list because we lost my goddaughter earlier in the year at the tender age of 27. So it really struck me as I was going through the list that there was a card that I wasn't going to be writing and I wasn't going to be sending. But I knew that there's something in the new catalogue that was very appropriate for our Beth. We always, she was a bit of a rainbow girl. She always was a bit of a rainbow girl. And we have a rainbow set coming up in the new mini catalogue and some papers from Celebration. So I thought I can't send her a Christmas card, but we would make some cards today in celebration of our rainbow girl. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a bit of a sneak peek of that bundle and some papers that are coming up in the new mini catalogue, which launches on the 4th of January. And in fact, that'll probably be the next time that I'm back with you live is with those catalogue launch things on the 4th of January. So after the New Year bank holidays. So the only other notice really is that hopefully over the next couple of days, my website will be going offline when I do some work on it. So if you are trying to get hold of my onto my website, then if it's not there, I will put a little notice up to sort of say, it's under maintenance or whatever, and coming soon. So do pop back if you're looking for anything, or message me if there's something that you need or I can help you with. Message me either through Facebook Messenger, email, whatever helps. So that is just the other message. Obviously, we are into the last few days of December now, running up to Christmas. And then we've got that little bit in between before New Year. But do go and check out anything that's still available on the last chance if there's anything that you want there. And do also check out any of the bargains and things, but there are those last chance items that you can still get. And perhaps consider getting yourself, if you're not quite sure how you're going to amuse yourself between Christmas and New Year, then perhaps now's the time to get yourself a kit ordered and that you're going to be able to play with in the meantime. But for now, let's bring in my other camera. So this is me, and at the minute you can still find me at www.love-a-duckie.co.uk. You will still be able to find me at www.love-a-duckie.co.uk in the future. There just might be a little bit of a gap in between, but you can also find me. Hunt under Love-a-Duckie on Pinterest, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and hopefully I will pop up somewhere. I still haven't changed my mat. For those of you that were with me the other day, I said, I've decided that I need to be a bit greener. Perhaps it should be a bit of a competition to see just how many stamps and bits and bobs we can get on this mat before we change it, because very conscious that we need to be doing a bit. All of us need to be doing our bit for the environment. So having lots of stamped images on my mat. That's perhaps my bit. So these are the catalogues that we're going to be using bits out of today. I can't show you the inside of either of them yet. That will be the 4th of January before I can show you the inside, but you can already see that they're looking bright and spring-like. So the mini catalogue and then celebration will be starting on the 4th of January, and we're going to be, what we can do is I can show you things that I already have in the house that have already arrived, and we can have a play. So as I say, we're going to do some rainbows today in memory of Beth. And because, you know, obviously this set jumped out at me the minute I saw it. So it is the Rainbow of Happiness and the Brilliant Rainbow dies. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, and you've obviously got all these curves that you can build up. You've got this sort of like stripy, so you could add stripes to sections. You've got sending you a rainbow of happiness as a curved greeting there. You've got you make me happy. Obviously, it's photopolymer. You can curve that as well. You've got thank yous, raindrops, little spots, little lines that could be shadows or puddles underneath your rainbows. You've got a whole load of little hearts in there, a little something to brighten your day. And that may become more apparent as to why you might want that when we look at the dies. So the dies, you have this great big die, and it is one die, so it cuts out, as you can see, I've not even taken them off of the sellotape, off the tape. So it cuts out these central strip bits, but it cuts it into the card. So I've seen some really lovely, indeed, Joe, yeah, rainbows this morning. Seen some really lovely apertures, cards with these shaker cards and all sorts of things, so that you can cut those out and have the bits peeping through. But equally, you could cut that out of different colour card and use those curves to build multicoloured rainbows. We've got a little rainbow just here. I'm going to have a bit of a play with that this morning. You've got this rather cute little piece just here, which would make a perfect gift tag. Hence, a little something to brighten your day with a rainbow at the top. Would be really pretty. You've got clouds, so you've got two single clouds, and this one is one die. So although it cuts out the individual clouds, it does cut them out as a pair. And again, you could be cutting these out to add clouds to things, or you could be cutting them out to leave gaps, to leave the aperture. We've got this nice little scallop here, which could be a scallop, or it could be the top of a cloud. So if you've got that at the bottom of a piece of card poking out, or you know, you could use that as little bits of cloud. You could build it up into a bank of clouds. And then we have this beautiful rainbow border. So again, that's going to cut. You can always tell how it's going to go. So this top row just here has got cut lines on it. So that will cut out and leave sort of almost like a rainbow scallop. But this bottom hasn't got a cut line on it. So if you were to cut that out of a piece of card, you'd get the scallops at the top, but this bottom bit wouldn't cut. So it would give you a scallopy top to your card, or indeed a frilly scallopy border on the bottom. So that's our dies, as yet unplayed with, but we shall be putting that right in a moment. Now, the other thing that I've got here is actually one of the celebration items. So celebration, if you've not come across it, it will be running during January and February, and during celebration you can get some money can't buy items, and this is one of the money can't buy items, and the way that you can get your hands on them is by buying something else. So let me just check how much the rainbow bundle is, but if you put in a £45 order, you can get this item for free. So the stamps and the dies are £41.25. So you'd need just to add a little something else with them. Not very much of something else, would you? £3.75. So I don't know, a little thing of linen thread or some dimensionals or something would be enough to bring that up to £45, and then you'd get this free paper, and it is gorgeous. So you've got things like stripes, you've got rainbows. I love this one, this blue one with the rainbows and the clouds and things on. You've got spots, look at those lovely clouds, more stripes, patterns. And then this one here with rainbows and sunshines. On the other side, there tend to be more sort of pastel-y colours. So you've got some soft sea foam, some pool party in there. There's a bit of soap saffron, a bit of blushing bride. Sort of really nice, general, more backgroundy sort of papers. And of course, there's no reason why you can't have the two working hand in hand. You could have rainbows on a pink background and all sorts of things. So really gorgeous papers. They're 6x6. You get 48 of those in a pack, and they're just really beautiful and bright and fabulous for making cards in their own right. Really, you could cut out some of these rainbows and lay those together on some of your pattern paper. Yeah, great fun. So even just with the paper, you could make some great cards. Right, let's have a look. I have cut myself a piece of basic white. I'm not completely prepped for today. That would be a shock, wouldn't it? But I have cut myself a piece of basic white. Let me get my rainbow in the right order. Let's get the Richard of York gave battle in vain. So we've got the red, an orange, a yellow, a green. I picked out a balmy blue there. I haven't got an indigo, but I've picked out the misty moonlight, and then I've used the dark fresh freesia as my violet. And I thought we would use these to create our own rainbow background. Now, sometimes my brush ends are not brilliant. I think the brush ends tend to get a bit battered, don't they? Now, I'm not worried about this being too perfect. I don't necessarily want perfection in the background. If I'd have wanted perfect colours, I would have used strips of card. Some of my stamping blends are, they have been well loved and in need of replacing. And obviously my rainbow colours are featuring highly in that department. Let's have a look if we've got a light daffodil delight that's a bit better, yes. So we'll go light daffodil delight. I could have also have taken some shimmery white or some watercolour card and or some watercolour card and some ink and painted in some stripes. Really need to save up my pennies and get some new blends. A little bit of misty moonlight. And some dark fresh freesia. Two. Swap out my Poppy Parade for my real red. That's a bit better. Oh, I missed an orange in there. That's some. Come in with some orange. Pumpkin pie. Now let's try our yellow. Daffodil Delight is obviously one that I absolutely need to replace. Granny apple green. Army blue. Misty moonlight. Dark fresh freesia. Obviously, if your blends haven't taken the same battering as mine, or you use a different, could have used stamping white markers. Oh no, we want the real red. Let's just finish off this side. With some real red. And then I'm just going to come over the top of this one. With some real red. I'm doing a bit more colour with the light green, browny apple green just there. Okay, so now we've got a stripy piece of card. I'm going to bring in this little rainbow just here. And a piece of card that's going to sit over the top. Now, what I might do is make it, just make sure that we've got the edges coloured on there. So this is a 13.9 by 9.5 piece. I'll make this 13.6 by 9.2. So I've just taken it down 3 millimeters either way. So it will just peep out underneath like this. And then I'm going to cut some rainbows from here. So let's do that. I might actually bring my mini machine in because I can. That sit on there. I think it will go through, which is all we need. Don't need to cut it right up till the edge. So as long as it will fit through the machine without curling up too much. Let's have one just there. It's going to cut out all of these little pieces here that you could obviously use to colour in and make further rainbows if you should choose. Bring it back to this side. And we'll have another one just here. And we'll fit a nice one, third one in down the bottom here. pigeon or somebody dancing around on the conservatory roof, obviously wanting to join in the fun. Have that just there. Off you come. I'm going to set that over there. I think I'm going to take I have a pop of black in the background, so I'm going to cut this 14.4 by 10. Grab. It's behind me. It's behind you. True pantomime season. Okay. Let's find some of our little clouds. It's always a bit of a struggle getting them off the background in the first place. While we've got some of the dies off, just going to bring in magnetic sheet, stick that to those sticky bits of tape on the background, and then voila, we're good to go. Better, that will make them so much easier to come on and off, won't it? Let's bring back in my little machine and just cut out our clouds. So I'll say this is a bundle that's going to be available in the new catalogue. Lovely fun set, obviously quite summery colours, but the fact that it uses a whole section of bright colours, but it also then does bring in the pastels as well, so you can have no reason why you can't have pastel rainbows. Let's just pop those clouds back in here. How cute are they? Now, I think I'm going to just take my balmy blue and just come around the edge of those. Could have used a sponge dauber and sponged some ink round. We could have made them more grey clouds. But just by adding that bit of blue to the background, it does just make them pop off the background a little bit more. This one, They're these ones. Last but not least, and there's some clouds. So cute. And then we'll need, I think we'll have a You Make Me Happy. When skies are grey. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I won't burst into song for you. I won't do that to you. Okay. And I think perhaps we'll have Memento. We'll have a bit of a black greeting just there. Let me bring in foam pad. Just going to do a test stamp, seeing as it's the first time that this stamp's been used. You Make Me Happy. It's a really nice sort of handwritten scribbly font there. So let's stick our stripy, rainbow striped background to that piece of card there. Then I think this one we'll add some dimensionals to. We'll raise it up slightly. Going to just take some scissors. Want a little bit of something down here to support that bottom corner. I'm going to cut the corner off of my sheet. And that will sit down there perfectly then. So let's take these backs off. Yeah, check it all off. Yeah, Richard of York gave battle in vain. Actually, it needs to come this way. So real red, pumpkin pie, daffodil delight, granny apple green. We went balmy blue. We've brought in a bit of misty moonlight because we haven't got an indigo. And some fresh fuchsia for our violet. So that will sit. So that the rainbow just peeks out. And then we can bring in some of our little clouds to come on top. Another one somewhere. So I think we'll stick those down. That one just there. Need a bit of some bling on there, I think. Rifling through my bling. Let's have some elegant faceted gems. And with some of these clear ones, I think. My pokey tool must be, my take a pick tool must be up the other end somewhere. So we'll have some of these coming in. And then decisions as to what colour base card to go. Yeah, the rainbow ones there. I'm sure that we haven't got the raindrop ones now. I think they were. I have got some, but I don't think they're any longer. Oh yeah, no, there is some. The silver and clear epoxy essentials have got some raindrops in. So do we go red? I think we do. I think we don't go with a white card base. I think we'll go with red. We're going to pop more colour at the back. So let me just fold this card base. We'll have that on red, I think. Yeah, no, I've just got it upside down. I'd done the rainbow order right. I'd just put the card upside down. Right, there we are. We'll stick that on there. Obviously, that's going to need a white insert in there before we rewrite it. But there we go. Got our little clouds in there. We've got some little faceted gems, or we could have had those raindrops. Yeah, but that's adding in our stripes with I use stamping pens. You could use any felt tip sort of colours in the background there, or as I say, you could go with thin strips of card, would work as well. But I sort of didn't want it to be that pristine a stripe. I wanted it to have a bit of, yeah, wiggle to it. So that's one rainbow card. Let's have a play with some of the rainbow stamps on this next one. I'm going to cut myself a bit of basic white. Let's just pop this in half for now. Yeah, so I've got a bit of 14.9 by 10.5 bit of card there. Look where you've got those, they'd make really good stencil or something, wouldn't they? Although I've perhaps done those the wrong way round. They should have been, but I've done those the right way round. You could create a lovely little stencil with those. And I think all of these really would make quite good stencils. You could then sponge through the gaps that's created. You could cut yourself a stencil and sponge through the gaps. But I thought we'd have a go at these stamps. Now there are not So try not to get too twitchy, Emma. There are not 7 bows. There are only 4. But we're not going to use rainbow colours, so it won't be quite so, hopefully quite so traumatizing. Let's find some blocks. So obviously beautiful, pristine, never been used photopolymer stamps here. I'm going to lay them down and let them find their level. It's going to need to come up a size for that one. That one. That one. And last but by no means least, little one just there. So I thought we would go pastel-y for this one. So I have got some Petal Pink, some Soft Sea Foam, some Pool Party, and some So Saffron, and they are all colours that are it's lovely to have you with us again, Emma. We're very glad for the holidays to have you with us as well. So Emma is a teacher in a school, so obviously they've now broken up for the Christmas holidays. Let's go Pool Party first. And what did I do? I had it just now. With my mat just there. So I'm going to come in with a Pool Party rainbow, and then I think I'm going to go stripy, quite stripy for this one. I'm going to come in with the Petal Pink, I think, next. Colour order would suggest probably Soft Sea Foam, but let's come in Petal Pink. And then we'll go Soft Sea Foam. Decisions. Obviously, I'm not in a good position to get right over the top of this. And then last but not least, we'll have a bit of So Saffron. Oh, my tummy's rumbling. Now we have got a nice little greeting in here. That says, sending you a rainbow of happiness. Lie that down that way. I'm going to come back in with my memento. I'm going to run that over the top of that Petal Pink amongst these stamps, somewhere we've got a tiny little stamp that has lots of little hearts in it. And I think we will add in lots of hearts around the edge of there. We've got this little one that's got sort of like lots of dot dash lines. Let's add that underneath our rainbow on each side. Now we really need to trim this rainbow down a bit. I'm not sure where my little trimmer has gone. Right, so that's now trimmed to 9.5. I'm actually going to bring it down so that it's trimmed just underneath my rainbow, just there. I think we'll bring in our rainbow top border. I'm probably going to bring that down a little bit as well. So I will run that through. That one's obviously going to need to go through my bigger machine, just because of the width of it. Let's just do that job. Lining that up. Bring that through. Flick out all the odd bits. And then we have this lovely rainbow. I'm just going to trim another little bit off of this side. Just so. Have that sort of equal curly rainbow bit on the back there. Let's have a look at some of our papers. It's quite cute with those hearts on. It's quite cute with rainbows. Quite like that one, I think. Let's go with that one for now. I'm going to bring in a bit of thick whisper white, I think. Nope, that's very vanilla. I have a bit here. Make it a long card. Now comes the question. Do we want our rainbow to come that way? Let's cut a little bit of this so that it is 10 by 14.4. Come on here. I'm thinking actually of doing a little bit of surgery. I'm thinking I'm going to take off these end rainbows. That's better. I have a piece of pink coming through there, I think. And sorry, rocking you about. Let's bring in a little bit of that petal pink ribbon as well, just for a slightly different texture. And we'll see, we might bring in some pool party ribbon as well. Let's stick that down. A lovely stripe on the back of that. But we have gone, so you could use that paper with that idea of this card. You could very definitely use that paper in the background if you didn't want to create stripes of your own. Make sure my rainbows are the right way up. To trim that ribbon. And we'll just have a little bit of tear and tape in that central piece. Very aware of that little heart stamp. Let's stick that on there. I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom of that. Make it slightly shorter. That's better. So we've got sending you a rainbow of happiness. I think we just need I think we might have a little bit of full party ribbon as well. Let's just add that in. And I can find my first available glue dot. And then decisions. I want to go in with a few of those. I want to take in some pale yellow. Or am I going to go champagne rhinestones? I think I'm going to go in with playing with patterns. Which I think these are still. Yeah, they're still. They're actually Coastal Cabana Crushed Curry and Purple Posy officially. But I quite like those spots. Let me bring this one in down here. Sort of balance off our bow just there. Okay, so rainbows all the way. So as I said at the beginning, I wasn't able to, as I got to Beth on my Christmas card list, Wasn't able to send her a birthday card, so a Christmas card. So instead, we've done some rainbow cards in celebration of a rainbow girl. So one bright and bold, and one slightly more pastel-y. But one says you make me happy, and the other one says sending you a rainbow of happiness. So the message for both of them is happiness all the way. And if you like the look of these rainbow papers and stamps and dies, you're going to be able to get them starting on the 4th of January. Then they will be available. The papers for 2 months, the stamps and the dies for 6 at least, unless they carry over, in which case it will be longer. But so that's something to look forward to, our first little sneaky peek of things coming up in the new catalogue. So very definitely not Christmassy, but with a Christmas message. Let me well, I would bring my other camera in if I didn't remove it instead. So yeah, so that's it. That's it. Live from the craft room for 2021. As I say, unless I suddenly find myself with a whole lot of spare time. Not sure that's going to happen. Still got quite a few things to do before the big day. But thank you for coming and joining me. Thank you for all of you that have joined me throughout 2021. And I really look forward to you joining me again in 2022, where we'll be doing much more crafting. And, as always, there'll be lots of things to look forward to. Classes, events. Hopefully next year we'll be able to run a couple of retreats. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so lots to look forward to in 2022. But between now and then, have a fabulous Christmas. I'm wishing you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a fantabulous, craftastic New Year. So love to you all, and have a good one, and I'll see you back here. Hopefully not all feeling too jaded and full of mince pies and cheese on the 4th of January, ready for the new catalogue launch. So love to you all, and yeah, happy Christmas.